Hey guys, there is a modded server on IW4X MW2 that is absolutely insane. Now, I made a video on it before, actually covering a bunch of different aspects about it, but today we return to it to show off the rest of the stuff that I didn't get to show off yet, because it's honestly just really incredible what was accomplished with this modded server. So this mod is of course the custom Killstreaks and SP maps mod by Captain Price 141. You can join this server on IW4X by simply copying the server IP and pasting it into your in-game console to direct connect to it. I'll be sure to put that command to copy and paste in the description down below with the IP for anyone that's actually interested in joining it. So when you first join the server, depending on the game mode, it will actually ask you what strike package you want to use. So in this first match I played, I chose the specialist package to try it out, and that of course lets you earn perks as you go on a kill streak, and it really makes you feel like a super soldier once you actually get the specialist bonus and earn kind of all the perks that you can. So it's really cool, and a classic from MW3. Another thing that's really cool is in this mod they actually added the field orders from COD Ghosts, which will appear in-game as a little laptop in the match, and if you pick it up, it will give you a random challenge to complete that you must do within that life, of course, and if you complete that challenge you will get a free care package. The challenge is usually pretty simple, such as teabagging an enemy you just killed, or get a jump shot, stuff like that, and it's definitely a nice little arcade-like feature that mixes things up a little bit. At the end of the match, there is a map voting system, of course, and as you can see, this mod repurposes a bunch of the maps from the campaign of MW2, which you can vote for, as well as the game mode. And some extra game modes are added also, such as Gun Game, Cranked, Sharpshooter, Drop Zone, and some others as well, which are all awesome to see in MW2. So the second match I played was kill confirmed on contingency, and I ran the support strike package to try that one out, and I was actually very surprised to see that this support strike package actually had several offensive streaks. So for this game specifically, I had ballistic vests, dogs, and the escort airdrop. The ballistic vests, of course, you just drop down and anyone on your team can pick them up, and it gives you just maybe like a bullet or two extra you could take every time you pick it up, and it stays for several uses or so. But you have to pick it up every time you respawn. And uniquely about the dogs, not only do you call them in and they run through the map just like normally, but you can actually remote control them if you want to, and steer them towards the enemies, which is just a nice little gimmick, but personally I think if you just let them run on their own, it's probably more effective at least. The escort airdrop I then earned, and I was surprised to see that it would fly into the map and actually fly around killing enemies, which was actually kind of crazy. I didn't expect it to do that, especially as a support streak. And then after a while it flew over to where I called it in and dropped a few care packages. And one of those care packages was actually a Juggernaut, which is insane. So even with this support package within this mod, you can be very lethal and get a bunch of offensive streaks. And at least in some regard, they seem relatively tame compared to the assault package at least, which features a lot more lethal things in air vehicles. But it was definitely cool seeing all of this stuff put into MW2 like this. Now the next match I played was back on Rust, so I just ran the classic streaks, earned my Harriers, then I mowed them down with the chopper gunner, and then I finally got the nuke and nuked the map to move on to the next match. So this next match was on a special ops map, in fact, and it was Gun Game. So it was really cool and arcadey for the game mode at least, because the map was just straight up a giant bridge. And it's very linear, so I'd say it's pretty good for the game mode we were on, but anything outside of free-for-all game modes, I'm not exactly sure how well the map would play, but it was certainly really cool to see, and it was a new experience at least, and it was cool to play Gun Game with all the IW4X weapons. And interestingly enough, game modes like this, sort of these free-for-all party game modes, seem to give you the specialist package as well, which is cool. Next up, I played Cranked on Cliffhanger, and this time I ran the Assault Strike package. On some maps, such as this, the mod actually adds drivable vehicles, which is cool to see in MW2, of course, a game as old as this. And there was also doors or locations that could be interacted with in such a way as to breach into it, or to press a button, such as on this map, to open the giant hangar doors. And I think interactive features like this on some maps really drove Black Ops 1 multiplayer to be really unique to me in some ways, so it's very cool to see it here in MW2, and it's a shame that Call of Duty doesn't really do stuff like this anymore in their multiplayer, which is weird. The streaks I used were the gunship strike, which is pretty basic but very useful when used right. It's just like an AC-130 strike down several times in one location that you choose. And I also had the Little Bird Overwatch, which just flies around nearby you and kills enemies with its kind of turrets and rockets, which is nice. And lastly, I had the Black Hawk minigun, and this allows you to fly around in a sort of Black Ops 1 style of chopper gunner, which is really cool to see in this game, and just kind of rain hell down on the map. Keep in mind there's still the classic MW2 streaks also if you choose that classic strike package, so you could alternatively just use the MW2 chopper gunner if you prefer that one. Now, the last match I played was Sharpshooter on Trainer. It gave me a sort of a mix between the Specialist Strike Package streaks and some Assault streaks. So I was able to earn a Juggernaut along with some perks and go on to earn dogs. I continued to get kills with the Juggernaut to get the Specialist bonus, which really made me feel like a super soldier, especially with the Juggernaut suit on, to be honest. And in combination with the dogs, I even earned a Moab. And yeah, I was actually kind of surprised that it was the Moab and not the tactical nuke. And from what I could tell, the classic nuke kind of just kills everyone and ends the game, while the Moab simply kills all the enemies, but the match will continue and go on. Overall, though, it was really cool checking out all this stuff on this server, but there's even so much more, such as the White House map, other maps outside that, the chemical gas killstreak, the Reaper, and a bunch of other cool stuff you guys can check out on my first video on this server, which I'll put at the end screen in this video if you guys missed it. Nonetheless, guys, this server is awesome, so shout out to Captain Price 141 for making this awesome mod that kind of really revitalizes MW2 itself. And once again, for those interested in checking it out, details are in the description down below. But let me know your guys' thoughts on all this in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.